Hello and welcome to Theta Arcade. My name's Austin and I'm the creator of Theta Arcade. Before we talk about the actual functionality, I want to talk about the inspiration for Theta Arcade and where it kind of came from. I was talking with a friend a few months back about NFTs, and he didn't quite understand the purpose of NFTs. He didn't quite understand what they were, how they worked. Like most people, he just thought that NFTs were an image, and he brought up the idea of why somebody would want to spend money on an image that everyone else can see. And my counterpoint to that was that a lot of people can see video game skins, but people still spend money on them. In fact, people are spending so much money on skins and different in-game content that only affect the game aesthetically. Many games are being released as free-to-play games and being supported by in-game purchases to make their characters look a certain way or give the character different items or different attributes that really don't affect how the players look in-game. So with that, I wanted to make some type of framework or some type of technology that could use NFTs as playable characters in-game. Now, I'm a kid of the early 2000s. Oftentimes in school, we would play flash games online instead of doing our assignments. So I figured I want to make some type of online arcade game that could use NFT players as the basic flash games that we played growing up as kids. Now, as time goes on, we're going to collaborate with different content creators and allow for them to make different NFTs in-game here that would be more purpose-driven. Maybe a special skin for a special weapon in-game, or maybe an animation, a victory dance, or stuff like that. So with all that being said, let's take a look at the website from here. So first off, we're created with Theta Arcade. I tried to make the stylistic examples very similar to the arcades of the 80s here. It says insert coin. Of course, you don't have to insert a coin here, but we just tap on this to start here. Now we're greeted with 4 different options from here. And again, this is just a framework that we're going to build off of from here. The first at the top, for the first button we can see here, is a view NFTs by wallet address here. Now we could hook up our MetaMask here and we could use an account from MetaMask, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and paste my address in here. This way we can see this working. And I can paste that right there. And from here we use a Web3 interface to fetch out all the information with context addresses, token IDs, and then we query these contracts for the information, and then we're able to pull down the images that are within this account from here. Now this was step 1 from here, and this is a very important step because if we want to use some type of interface to pull all the NFTs from a wallet, we need to make sure that we can do that first before we start building the games out. We need to make sure that we can get this information here. So we can see all the NFTs I have within this wallet from here. And if I was to click on an NFT here, we're taken to a page that has more information about that NFT from there. And then we also have the image from here. Now back to this page from here, the second button right here, I'm going to have to show you on my local host. And the reason why is because this actually uses Theta Pass to connect to Theta Drop and get all the NFTs that a user might hold from here. With this system, a domain has to be whitelisted, and unfortunately our domain isn't whitelisted just yet here. So this button will not work on the live website, however it will work on a local host website, and that's what this one's running on right now. If I go to here, I can connect to Theta Drop, and I can link up my account from here. And this way the user doesn't have to touch any sort of MetaMask or any sort of wallet addresses from here. It links up everything as is. Now we can also see that with this we can pull different information from Theta Pass. We can pull stuff like their profile picture and their username too from here. Now if I hit start, I can choose different games from this list here. At this moment in time we just have a basic snake game up and running. And we can select our NFT here. Now all these NFTs are taken from Theta Drop Connect, or Theta Pass as it was renamed. And let's use this cycle ahead from here. If I hit play, we have a snake game that we can use our NFT player in-game from here. If I hit space here, we can collect the different pieces of food. And if we go back here, we can go back and select a different game if we wanted to from here. So that's the second functionality that we built into this game here, being able to connect Theta Drop Connect or Theta Pass into the game from here. Now again, we're on the local host right now because Theta Drop Connect only whitelists certain domain names, and at this moment in time we don't have ThetaDrop.com whitelisted for that. However, we do have the opportunity to go back and use a web client to get our NFTs from here. Now there's 2 different options from here. Now from a user's perspective, this is going to work very similar from a user's perspective, but there's some different technology that's built into this here that I want to take a second to talk about from here. The first button from here says play games with your NFTs web client. So what that means here is this website right here is built with a React application here. Within this React application, I'm able to query the blockchain and get different information from a Web3 library and use it to get all the information from contract addresses, and we're able to call that and get the token URI from here. So from the first button, if I drag this back over here, what's happening here is this website is querying the blockchain and getting different information from the blockchain. Now the positives for this is that we can use different information that will be only available within browser. Stuff like MetaMask and different Web3 applications can work with this from here. So if I click on this from here, again, we could use MetaMask. For right now here, I'm just going to use a different wallet here. And I hit submit. And then from there, it's going to load up all the information and then pass it on to the game right here. If I hit start, same idea, I can select the different NFT. This time, let's use one that might not be available. Let's use this ThetaZilla from here. And we can hit space to start. And then we can play the game from here. Now, it's important to understand that this window right here is actually a Unity game built into the website from here. So it's different technologies stacked on top of each other. If I go back and I go down to this bottom button from here, it says play games with your NFTs, Unity. Now, all of these games are interacting with a Unity interface or Unity application, but in this case from here, this one that we just visited before, the information from the blockchain is being pulled from the React website. In this case from here, we're pulling the information via Unity. Now, if you're not familiar with Unity, Unity is a very popular game engine that many developers use to program their games here. So what this means here is this framework is able to use Unity and open up a world of possibilities to building games on top of this from here. Now, it's also important to understand that this right here, this Unity application, is making the Web3 calls itself here. So what that means is it could work as a standalone mobile application for iPhone or Android, or this could also work as a desktop application as a standalone game from here. If we paste the wallet address from here, we can see the functionality is very similar to the other two games, but again, the backend interface is working a little bit differently from there. Now that we've talked about the technology, I want to take a second to talk about the roadmap from here. Now, if we go back to our main page from here and we scroll down, we can see that we have a roadmap lined out from here. We have different levels indicating the different phases of development. Level 1 is where we're at right now. Level 1 is a lot of proof of concept testing along with prototype testing to make sure that we can use different NFTs in game. We also want to build out the library to have a few more games to make it more interesting to players. We also wanted to do a mobile app release here to make sure this will work on a mobile application too for Android and iPhone. Level 2, we want to build more games to our library and add more functionality and more fun to our Theta Arcade. We also want to create NFTs here that players can use in-game. So not only importing other NFTs that other creators make here, but also using NFTs exclusive just to the Theta Arcade itself here. We will also want to have targeted NFTs for exclusive games here. This way a game like Snake might have a certain Snake NFT available or different things like that. We also want to collaborate with different content creators here to make different games more suited to their NFTs here or vice versa. Now, if we look down a little further here, we also have a secret level from here. Now, these goals are a little bit more lofty. However, I still believe that they're within our reach here. What we want to do is turn this Theta Arcade, which is essentially just picking a game and using NFTs here, to a more metaverse style of arcade here. One where a player could be in a virtual arcade and walk around, to go to a ticket counter, go to different machines, and be able to really use an arcade like we kind of did growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. We also want to introduce machine/game ownership. This way a user could own a machine here, and this way NFTs are minted on that machine itself here. They could receive a kickback from them and building on an in-game economy with tokens and rewards from here. So if you earn a bunch of tickets with a certain arcade machine or hit a certain high score, you could mint an NFT based on that arcade machine. So hypothetically speaking, if you reach a certain level on Space Invaders or a certain level on Pong here, you could mint a badge to show off your skill level in that game here. Now, the owner of that machine here would also receive a kickback from minting the NFT. And then, of course, we wanted to do a whole much more here in the bonus level here, but there's a lot we have planned out here, and we definitely have our work cut out for us. Thank you so much for checking out Theta Arcade and checking out this video here. We really believe that the Theta ecosystem is a fantastic ecosystem, and it has a lot of potential. If you'd like to check out Theta Arcade for yourself, visit thetaarcade.com. Thanks a ton, and I hope you have a great day.